Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillahi amma ba'd. So as I mentioned, inshallah, today we will see the practice and the implementation of what we have learned in Module 1 and Module 2. In Module 1 we learned just one thing, and that was how to identify the 4 properties of ism. And there were 2 side topics: how to identify if ism is heavy or light, and secondly, the issue of flexibility or declension, like fully flexible or partially flexible or non-flexible, which is mabni. And Module 2, we studied 4 types of phrases. In those phrases, number 1 was murakkab tawsifi, which means basically to describe something. You have 2 isms and one describes the other. This ism which is being described is called mawsoof, and description itself is called sifa, and together we call them murakkab tawsifi. Second one was murakkab idafi, relative phrase. And what was that? Again you have 2 isms, and this time they have to be side by side and nothing in between them. First part is called mudaf, second part is called mudaf ilayh, and there is a correlation between them. And this correlation in English language we translate by using of. For example, house of such and such, or sometimes we use by apostrophe s, like Ahmad's house. Okay, so this is called the concept of murakkab idafi, and this first part of mudaf must fulfill how many conditions? 2 conditions. Mudaf first part must fulfill 2 conditions. Condition number 1,
no alif lam.
no alif lam. Condition number 2, no noon sound, no heaviness. And this mudaf ilay part has only 1 condition. And what is that? Jar status. Clear? So this was the concept of second adjective. Second phrase. Third phrase was murakkab jari, and in murakkab jari, which means prepositional phrase, we'll learn a list of preposition. When we were doing the practice, my advice to all of you is, if you have printed your notes, or if you have saved in your mobile, just make sure that that list of harf jar is in front of you. It will help you when we do the practice. And to memorize the list is not too hard. Okay, in the beginning I can fully understand. It's a natural thing. We're learning a new language. Okay, so it takes a bit of time to memorize and to be able to spot the jar or every time. We'll make mistake in the start, and that's absolutely okay. I don't expect from you to be knowing everything in this first attempt. Inshallah, these videos are with you, notes are with you. You can keep revising yourself, inshallah. So anyhow, ba, ta, kaf, lam, waw, min, fi, ila, ala, hatta. This is the list of prepositions in Arabic which are used in the Quran. There are other prepositions as well, but they are not coming in the Quran, so we don't need them. Okay, so when any of these words, ba, ta, kaf, lam, waw, min, fi, ila, ala, hatta, when any of them will occur in the text, it's very simple. That word itself will become preposition, and ism next to it will be in jar status. That's the job of preposition. And together, this word and this ism in jar status, together we call them murakkab jari. And last was murakkab ishari, demonstrative phrase, when you point to something. So there are pointing words, and then the ism it points to. Pointing words are called ismul ishara, pointing ism. And what it points to, the object, is called musharun ilayh, and together they are called murakkab ishari. Now, I said yesterday as well, either you point to something near or you point to something far. The pointing words for near are haza and hazihi, if it is singular. Haza is for masculine, hazihi for female. Both of them mean this. And then for the plural is haulai, haulai. Basically, you only need to remember 3 words. Haza, masculine this, hazihi, feminine this. And haulai, both of them, these. And with regard to the pair, they are very rare in the Quran. Next one, if you point to something which is far, so that, the Arabic word for masculine, that is zalika, and the Arabic word for feminine, that is tilka. Okay, and the Arabic word for plural, those, for both of them is ulaika, and that's it. So 3 words are pointing, you need to memorize mainly for near, and 3 words for far. What are the words for near? Haza, hazihi, and haulai. Far, zalika, tilka, and ulaika.
Zalika is for plural.
Zalika is for singular, masculine, that.
That.
And tilka, singular, feminine, that.
Yeah.
Clear? So with having this framework in our mind, inshallah, we will look at the text, and with regard to Mawsoof Sifa is very easy to point out, because 2 words will be rhyming to it. For example, Azabun Azimun, they will be rhyming to each other. Rhyming in the sense that all the properties are matching with each other. Okay? And in terms of Murakkab Jari or prepositional phrase, again very simple. You first see the preposition and then you see the ism. And likewise, demonstrative phrase, very easy. You first see the pointing word and then you see the ism. The only thing which you need to be a little bit more focused, and that's simple, that's Murakkab Idafi. And Murakkab Idafi has how many forms?
2 forms.
2 forms. Either 2 ism side by side, or 1 ism and 1, obviously the attached pronoun is ism as well, but 1 clear ism and 1 attached pronoun. Pronoun is ism as well, by the way, we know this. So that's clear ism, ismu zahir, clear ism, and attached pronoun, zamir. Is that clear? Now inshallah, we'll start from the 5th line. I think we did few lines yesterday. What we will do, we'll go in a sequence and we'll all focus that we're going to spot any of these 4 phrases. Okay? Now, وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ لَا تُفْسِدُوا. Okay, what about this vav? We did learn one type of vav which is in the list of harf jar. But remember, I mentioned yesterday that vav only comes for swearing. Wal asri, wal layli. This vav is not that vav. Okay? So there are different types of vav in Arabic. This vav simply means and. Conjunction. And. Okay? So remember that. How would you distinguish between the vav of preposition and the other vav? Very simple. Vav of preposition only comes for when you take an oath. Like wallahi, for example. Okay? Wal asri, wash shamsi. This kind of vav. Okay? So because as you can see, after this vav there is no swearing. What does iza mean? Inshallah, all of that will come on its own time. For now we are only focusing on the 4 phrases. Okay? Let's keep moving. Look at this one. Lahum. Now please pay attention. Learn one thing as the key to unlock everything. And now please pay attention. What is that key? Whenever you look at a word, you should be able to identify that is it one word or is it a combination of 2 words. For example, lahum. Now you are learning first time, eventually you will remember that lahum is a combination of 2 words. Lam and hum. Lam part is preposition. We learned this one. That lam is what preposition? In the list we have ba, ta, kaf, lam. Okay? So lam is the preposition. And if lam is preposition, then what is hum? Ism is girl status. So this lahum is a prepositional phrase. Now let's translate it. Lam means for. Hum means them. How do I know? In your pronoun chart, these meanings are given. Whom, its meaning are in your pronoun chart. Okay? For them. Now, after this, whenever you see lahum, now you know this. That lahum is a prepositional phrase, and lam means for, and hum means them. For them. Let's keep moving.
So, brother, is
Yes.
it Murakkab Jari? Yes.
Yes, this one is Murakkab Jari. Excellent. MashaAllah, good.
I'm just looking at that.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, look at this one. Fi and al-ardi. First of all, as soon as you see al-ardi, you know it is ism. How? Alif lam. Because actual word is ard. Al-ard. You put alif lam in the start. Whenever you put alif lam, it's a ism. So al-ardi, what status? Jar status. Let me give you a simple tip. Whenever you see ism in jar status, look what is before it. What is before it? And what is fi? So it's a murakkab jari. Let's suppose when you look before it and you do not see a preposition, then it has to be mudaf mudaf ilayh. Simple. End of story. One more time. Whenever you see ism in jar status, look what is immediately before it. If this immediate word is a preposition, this is a prepositional phrase together. If this word was not preposition, it was something else, that something else must be mudaf and this is mudaf ilayh. Because ism can be in jar status only in two conditions. Either there is a preposition before it or it is a mudaf ilayh. That's it. There is no third possibility. Simple. I take a pause here and please ask if this thing was not, because this thing is the key. This will come again and again now after this. So if this thing is not clear, please feel free to ask your question. Alhamdulillah. People online, please, whenever you have question, unmute yourself and ask your question. Bismillah.
Can you please repeat this again once
No,
more?
no problem, no problem. What I said is, whenever you find an ism in jar status, you will look what is before this ism. Before the ism, in this case we have fi. And fi we know is a preposition. If you do not find a preposition here, then it has to be mudaf mudaf ilayh. So if you see ism in jar status, there are only two possibilities. It's either a prepositional phrase, which it is in this case, or it is mudaf mudaf ilayh case. If there was no preposition here, then it was mudaf mudaf ilayh case. Sister, clear?
Yes, Jazakallah khair.
Okay, let's inshallah keep moving. Now I'm just moving in a sequence. Whenever something comes, I'll stop there. Okay? Sorry? Lahum. We just look at lahum is what? Murakkab. Murakkab jari. Why? Because lam is the preposition and whom will be ism in jar status. And you see whom. Remember this point. I said this before as well. Pronouns, they will not tell you their status from their look. The status of pronoun is defined by its role. Because lam is preposition and the role of preposition is it makes the ism next to it in jar status. So technically whom is in jar status. But you will not feel this from the look of it. Clear? Okay, let's keep moving. This one. Kama. Okay, what is kaf? Preposition. So this is a prepositional phrase here, kama. Okay? Don't worry about translating the verses. This is not our level yet. First we need to be able to spot something. Translation inshallah is not difficult part. Translation comes through vocabulary. And this is not my aim in this course. This is our aim at next level. At this level, our aim is to able to spot grammatically things in the Mus'haf. Okay? So don't worry about the...
This noise in justice?
Yes, this ma is in just status technically. Why? Because ma is called from Asma'ul Mawsula. We have not studied that. That's the last topic of module 5. So don't worry about that. This ma is technically in jar status. But inshallah, it will come in module 5, last topic. Inshallah. End of Ramadan. Okay.
Before Kama, if you look at Aminu.
You will, sorry, Aminu?
Yeah.
No. This kaf. Kaf is itself preposition.
Yeah.
That's it. You don't need to go beyond. You only go beyond if you see ism in jar status. Then you go behind it. This one is simple case. This is kaf and kaf is preposition. And because of kaf, If ka is preposition, ma must be in just status. So this kama is basically prepositional phrase. Let's keep moving.
Sorry, I got confused with ma. How is it ism? Ism.
I just said that this category of ism will study in volume 5, inshallah. For now, I did not focus on ma.
Sorry.
No, that's fine, inshallah, no problem. You can ask your question anytime. What I'm saying is, I did not focus on ma. What I focused on was ka. Where was that? Yeah. I focused on ka only. And because we know about ka. We know ka is a preposition. We don't know about ma, but we know something for sure. Whenever you see preposition, what word is after it has to be in just status. And it's ism. That's we know by grammar.
And
What is ma, what type, what meaning, inshallah it will come.
And when this preposition will be attached to someone,
Yes.
then it will be like.
That's it. So, good point. I repeat this point, mashallah, good point, brother. He said that whenever you see a preposition, that's a prepositional phrase. Even if you don't know the meaning, no problem. You know grammatically at least that this phrase is a prepositional phrase. Why? Because of the preposition. Simple. Okay, let's keep moving, and you can always please stop me. I'm happy, inshallah, to answer your questions more than just going myself. Okay, you can stop me anywhere. I'll just keep moving. Again, you see kama. Okay, same thing. Let's keep moving. Nothing in this one. Okay, so far. What is this?
Preposition.
Ila. Ila is a preposition. Shayatini. Now please pay attention. Shayatini and him. It's not one word. It's how many words? Two. So when you're looking at the prepositional phrase, just look at this much. Ila and shayatini. That's it. Clear? Ila is a preposition and shayateen, devils, is a ism in just status. Okay? When this part is done, now forget about ila. Now look at shayatini, him. And this thing I mentioned yesterday, I will repeat it now. Pay attention. Whenever you see pronoun, attached pronoun, and this pronoun is attached with the ism, that's mudaf mudaf ilayh. One more time. Whenever you see a attached pronoun, which means a pronoun that is attached with a word. Okay? If the pronoun is attached with the ism, which is the case here, and how do you know? You know from many signs, okay? You know from the meaning as well. Shayateen means devils, and devil is an ism, okay? So whenever pronoun attached with ism, that is the case of murakkab idafi, which means shayateen part is the mudaf, and him part is the mudaf ilayh. Any question about this one?
So ila shayatini is the.
I did not say ila. First we took ila and shayatini. This was our first job. This was prepositional phrase. We've done this one, now we look at shayatini and him. Because at this day we'll go bit by bit, inshallah. Eventually we'll be able to study the whole thing together as well. But step by step, inshallah. First you focus, as soon as you see preposition, say it is a prepositional phrase. And then, because you see an attached pronoun, and because it is attached with the ism, it's murakkab idafi. Brother, clear this question, brother? Clear? Alhamdulillah. Clear so far? Inshallah? Okay. Let's keep moving.
So brother,
Bismillah.
prepositional phrase, it means then zari.
Yes, murakkab jari.
Zari.
Yes, murakkab jari. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's keep looking at the next line and spot our 4 phrases. What is this? And ba is a preposition, okay? So ba is preposition and him is the ism in just status. Be him together is a prepositional phrase. And let's translate it. Ba means with. And him means them, with them. Clear? What is this? What is fi? Preposition. So fi and tughyanihim. Tughyanihim is not one word. Only look at tughyani. So fi and tughyani, preposition, tughyan means transgression. Okay? Or rebellion. Okay? So fi and tughyani, prepositional phrase. Now let's focus on this one. We have attached pronoun. It is attached with the ism because rebellious is a ism. Not to rebel. No, rebellious itself is a ism. Okay? So him will be mudaf ilayh and tughyani will be mudaf. Because what is the rule? Whenever you see attached pronoun with the ism, it is the case of murakkab idafi. Ulaika. What is ulaika?
20 words.
Pointing word, ismul ishara. So ulaika is ismul ishara, and what is after it? Allazina is will be musharun ilay. The whole thing is jumlatul maf'ula. That's different. That's not this level. But ulaika, because ulaika is ismul ishara. So what is after ulaika is musharun ilay. I am not analyzing what is after it, but I know by the look of it, because ulaika is ismul ishara. Whatever is after it must be musharun ilay. So this is a murakkab ishari. Example of murakkab ishari. Okay.
So, Musharraf Ilai must be immediately after Ism Musharraf.
It is immediately, but it doesn't have to be one word. In this case, the complete jumla is musharun ilay.
Alright.
But that's beyond the scope of this level. But we know, at least we know this much, that because ulaika is ismul ishara, so whatever is after it is musharun ilay. And this is the case of murakkab ishari. This is what we know so far. Okay?
Bil Huda. Sorry,
Sorry.
I was going ahead.
Okay, no problem. So we did yes, Bil Huda. It's basically, we all know Huda. Actual word is Huda. Okay? And Ba is what? Preposition. So Ba is preposition and Al Huda is ism in jar status. Okay? Again, Al Huda is Mabni. It is Alif Maksura. Alif Maksura ending. Okay? So Mabni mean it will not tell you its status by the look of it. It will be defined by the previous word. Because this word is jar or preposition, and whatever ism comes after that has to be in jar status. So Ba is the jar or preposition, Al Huda is ism in jar status. They together are murakkab jari. Yes.
2 words.
First of all, spot, is it one word or two? Tijaratu, whom? 2 words. Forget about the whom. Tijaratu mean trading. Okay? You have attached pronoun with ism.
Mudaf Ilai.
So it is case of mudaf mudaf ilay. Clear? They are trading. Tijaratuhum, they are trading.
Trading of theirs.
Yeah, or trading of theirs, you can say. Clear? Let's move next page. Okay. Make it a bit smaller. Masaluhum. Again, you have 2 words, masalu and whom. Whom is attached pronoun. Now all you need to know is it attached to ism or not? That's your job now. Masal mean example. Masal mean example. So, is example ism? Clear? So which means that this is a murakkab idafi. Their example. Or example of theirs. Okay? Let's keep moving. Oh yes, good. Kamasali. Kaf is preposition. And because of kaf, masali just status. So kamasali together is a prepositional phrase of murakkab jari.
So, this is especially Musharraf Ilai.
No, Allazi is not ishara.
Oh, we have not learned that.
Yeah, Allah is ismu mawsula. Okay, hawlahu. Hawl mean
Hawl
surrounding.
A special mudaf, isn't it? How?
Is hawla in the list of special mudaf? I can't.
I think it is.
Okay, if it is.
It is.
Okay, alhamdulillah. So, by the way, hawl mean surrounding.
Yeah.
What is who? Attached pronoun. Right? Whenever you see attached pronoun, you need to see is it attached to ism or not. I just mentioned hawl mean surrounding. Surrounding is a ism. Says hawlahu.
Is
His surrounding.
Or is surrounding.
Yeah, it could be. Yes. But because of the context, I know that this is his. Okay. So his surrounding. This is a beautiful parallel. Inshallah, if we get a chance, inshallah, we'll study this parallel as well. But for now, hawlahu, his surrounding. Remember this simple point. Whenever we are translating something as his something or of, we know it is murakkab idafi. Because this correlation is only murakkab idafi. So hawlahu is murakkab idafi. How do I know? Because who is the attached pronoun and it is attached with the ism hawl. So that's why whenever your pronoun is attached with the ism mudaf ilayh case. There is no exception to this, by the way. Let's keep moving.
Binurihim.
Binurihim. What is ba? So ba and nuri. Just focus at ba and nuri. Ba is preposition and nuri, just that nur means light. Okay? So ba and nuri, they are prepositional phrase. Now, nurihim. Mudaf ilayh. Now at this stage, let me tell you one thing. So you must not be confused. You might say, attached pronoun must be attached with something. Then how is him attached pronoun? If you think this question, I'm not sure if you think or not. Answer is very simple. And inshallah, if you understand this answer, it will not be confused forever for the rest of the practice. We know that whom, him, either it's attached or independent, its form is same. When it comes as independent, it can never come as him. It will always come as whom. And when it comes as attached, even if it's not attached to something, it can come as him as well. So it is coming as him is itself a sign that it's attached pronoun. Even though it's not attached apparently to, for example, what I mean by attached is, as you saw this one, is clearly attached to the word. Apparently, this is not attached. Then how do I know it is attached or not? The way I know that this kasra, him, if it comes with this kasra, then it must be attached pronoun. Is that point clear or should we?
So why you are saying it is not attached? So we can say it's part of the one word, isn't it?
No. The reason I said this is because we studied that attached pronouns, they are attached with a word, they don't come on their own. And independent ones, they come on their own, stand alone.
Yeah.
They are not attached. Now, just a second. By the look of it, him is not attached with anything, like this was attached.
It is the writing style.
Sorry? No, it's not writing style.
No?
This him, because eventually we will see that whom coming, whom, and there will be independent pronoun. So the way of distinguishing them between them is that when it comes as independent, it always comes as whom. And when it comes as attached, it can never come as whom. And because it is not whom, so that's the reason we know it is attached. Because by the look of it, it is not attached to anything. We know through vocabulary that because nur is itself a complete word. But sometimes, let's suppose we don't know the meaning of nur, we might say maybe nurihim is a one word. That's the reason I preempted to mention this point, that whom is the independent version and whom is the attached version as well. As you can see, you see this whom is attached pronoun. If it comes as independent, it will still be whom. But when it comes as attached, the sign is this him. So nuri, light, him, their light. So ba and nuri, just ba and nuri, this was prepositional phrase. And nuri and him is murakkab idafi. I pause here and please if there's some question about this you can ask.
So the independent whom would be like when we read hum fiha khalidun. So that comes standalone.
Yes, exactly. Hum fiha khalidun. This hum is an independent pronoun. It's not attached. Okay. How we know? Because it stands alone. But the reason I said this point, I spent 3-4 minutes is because him looks like stand alone. But because it is him, it's attached pronoun. That's all I'm saying. Yes, yes, brother, bismillah. Sayyibin. What is ka? Preposition. Because of ka, sayyibin in jar status. So ka and sayyib together, prepositional phrase. Min as-samai. Min is a preposition. Because of min as-samai. Okay. Fihi. Fi is a preposition and he is the attached pronoun. Okay. It's a prepositional phrase. So this time pronoun is attached to who? To a preposition. So what you learn here is pronoun is attached with preposition sometime and sometime with the ism. If it's attached with the preposition, it's the prepositional phrase. If it is attached with the ism, it's murakkab idafi. So we learn two things from this practice today. Let me say it again. He is attached pronoun. Is it attached to what? Preposition. So if pronoun is attached to preposition, that's the case of prepositional phrase. And if pronoun is attached with the ism, that's the case of murakkab idafi. Clear? Okay, let's keep moving.
This wa,
Sorry?
the wa, this is not the swearing one. This is the other one.
Yeah. Okay. Asabiyahum. Obviously, we don't know the meaning of asabiya at this stage, no problem. We know one thing, that whom is the attached pronoun. We need to decide that what is it attached to ism or not. This is called asabiya. These fingers was called asabiya. So their fingers, these fingers of theirs. Because man, it was very cracking sound. So they used to put their fingers in their ears. It's a parable here. Okay. So asabiya mean these fingers, and whom mean their. These fingers of theirs. Okay. So this is a
finger or finger into the ears.
no. There's no into the asabiya mean these fingers, and whom mean their. Asabiya these
So-
fingers of theirs.
But these the finger being inside the ears.
That's rest of the verse.
Okay.
Okay. This is not in this one. This one is only mean these fingers are theirs. Okay. Fi. Now your answer is coming, brother Abdul Bari.
Yeah.
Fi azanihim.
Ah, right.
Okay.
Adhan is the
Yeah.
ears.
Yeah. So this finger. Now where do they put their fingers? These fingers are there. They put fi in. Fi is a preposition. Azani mean their two ears. Okay. So fi azani is what? Prepositional phrase. And azani and him is what? Mudaf alayh. Excellent. Mashallah, you're inshallah getting this one. Alhamdulillah. Min and as-sawaiki. There are two ways of knowing this. One way is min is a preposition, and that's why as-sawaiki jar status. Another way, what we learned in the start, sawaiki, what status? Jar. Look what is before it.
Preposition.
If this was not, then if you look yes, if you look before this word and you do not find a preposition, then it will be mudaf ilayh. Okay, one more time. You saw ism in jar status, you will look what is immediately before it. In this case, it's a preposition. In case, if there was no preposition here, then it will be mudaf ilayh.
But that must be SM and in Mudaf.
Excellent. Okay. Okay, one more inshallah. Maybe we spend inshallah another 5 minutes inshallah we end with this one. I just want to make sure that what we are learning is not just our theory, it becomes the reality in practice as well. Okay. So inshallah maybe 4 minutes inshallah more, and inshallah we end. Okay, let's start with which line we did?
So I get that one, yeah.
Okay. So look at this. What is this word? We don't know the meaning, no problem. What is this word? Al-Mauti. Al-Mauti. What status? What is before Al-Mauti? Even though if you don't know the meaning, but one thing is for sure. Hazar is not a preposition. Then what is the other possibility? Mudaf ilayh. So Hazar is mudaf, Al-Mauti mudaf ilayh, and it means fear of death. Hazar means fear, Al-Maut means death, fear of the death. But we are not doing the translation yet. We're only spotting things, okay? Because Al-Mauti was in jar status, When we look before al-mauti, we found hazard. And because hazard is not a preposition, the only other possibility is mudaf mudaf ilayh, which means hazard is mudaf, al-mauti mudaf ilayh. Clear? Bil kafirina, ba is a preposition.
Just.
Sorry.
Excellent, murakkab jari. Kafirina, ina. Muslim chart, last column, ina, nasab or jar. Ina could be nasab, ina could be jar. But in this case, what is ina? Jar. How do we know? Because of preposition. That's what I said at that time, that even though ina sound could be nasab, ina sound could be jar. How to distinguish? What is the before ina sound? Okay?
Absara.
Oh yes. Absarahum. Absar means sight. Okay? Is sight ism? Sight is ism. So it is mudaf mudaf ilayh.
Yes.
Because simple principle. Whenever pronoun attached with the ism, mudaf mudaf ilayh. Absarahum, their sight. Lahum, we know this, okay? Fihi, we know. Murakkab jari. Alayhim, first time coming alayhim. It's ala and him. Remember this. Alayhim is actually two words. Ala and him. And ala is what? Preposition. So alayhim is the murakkab jari and meaning alayhim, upon them. Ba and sam'i. Murakkab jari, sam'i and him. Mudaf mudaf ilayh. Clear? Absari, him. Absari and him. Mudaf mudaf ilayh. Kullu shay'in. Kullu is a special mudaf in that list. And we know that whenever a word comes from that list, that word becomes mudaf, special mudaf, and the word after mudaf ilayh. So kullu shay'in is mudaf mudaf ilayh. Sorry, kulli shay'in. Kulli shay'in.
On wa absarihim.
Yeah.
So because it's absari, can we say that wa is used here as a preposition?
No, actually, this thing is coming from way behind. Okay, I show you where the word started.
Yeah.
You know this ba, Brother Abdul Wari, this ba is harf jar. This ba is affecting sam'i and absari. Why?
Because of the wa.
Because of the wow. You know, remember, inshallah, this is a bit advanced. Yeah, this was a bit advanced question, but let me answer it because it's a good question though. Mashallah, very good question. That why is absari in jar? There has to be a reason. Okay? Inshallah, we'll learn a bit later that this one harf jar is affecting two things. Sam'i is in jar status because of ba, and absari also in jar because of ba. So we learned that one preposition can affect multiple isms. Okay, we learned this new thing. And in order to do this, you need this waw. The job of this waw is, it carry the effect of ba to next one. But this was inshallah a bit advanced question, but I think I allude a bit at this stage. Okay?
I thought that this explanation is on the note, but you didn't explain it in the class.
I think so, yeah.
In the note, it's actually there in that
Connector section, I think.
Sorry?
Because there's a topic in the notes, it's called connectors.
Yeah,
inshallah.
that's right.
In that one, it is.
Yeah, I read that last night. Then I can see the connection there.
Mashallah.
But you missed it from the teaching.
MashaAllah, Jazakallah khair. It's a good MashaAllah viewpoint where it's something very beneficial. Alhamdulillah, Jazakallah khair for this one. And just last thing, inshallah, we are done. You see this ala? Ala is what? Because of Allah, it is kulli.
Yeah.
One thing clear? And because kulli is special mudaf, so kulli is special mudaf and shay'in mudaf ilayh. So this and this, murakkab jari, and these together, murakkab idafi. Okay? With this, I hope inshallah at least you get some idea that how these things are playing in the text. One more time. I am not expecting from any one of you that you get 100%. But my request to all of you is, inshallah, because we did not learn something new today. So there is no video for today's lesson. I will upload, inshallah, the same recording. My request and suggestion to all of you is, open the Mus'haf up till this point. Through that video, follow everything. And after this, complete the page by yourself. And if you face any question, when you come tomorrow, inshallah, first I will take your questions about what you did on your own, and then inshallah we can move to module 3. Because alhamdulillah we have no rush. With Allah's tawfiq, we will be able to still inshallah complete our 5 modules which are covering the entire foundation of the grammar inshallah within this Ramadan. I always say this and I will again repeat. My job is, I am not doing any favor to any one of you. I am working for my akhirah. Okay? So please, if you face any question, do not just give up. Approach to me. I have no problem to be on one-on-one with you if you have problem. Why? Because I can understand. This is a beginner stage. Sometimes we face difficulties. Sometimes we need one-on-one support. Inshallah, I am available. Reach out to me. Inshallah, I will help you out. Bismillah ta'ala. Until next, Jazakumullah khair and Barakallahu fi. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.